Everybody, welcome. So, I am possibly feeling a little under the weather. I'm feeling a little bit better than I was. Um, so it's obviously going to be a bit of a shorter stream because I'm, running late. um, but also, there's a chance I could just get sick on stream. So, unlikely. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But that's why I wanted to wait. I didn't want to get into a league game and then, have to leave in the middle of the game. So, hopefully that doesn't happen. But I do want to see if I can play at least a few games. It's just, I'm not sure because I haven't had a ton of sleep either. So, it could just be that I haven't had a lot of sleep. And sometimes I can, on occasion have some indigestion and not necessarily be sick, and I can just sort of play through it, just feel a little weird, and then sometimes it's a full-on, stomach bug, so hopefully it's not the latter. But I was around some people earlier today. I ate some potentially buffet-style cookies that maybe I should not have eaten. At a larger gathering, my wife was playing a gig somewhere. Just don't eat buffet food, man. It's just not worth it if you can help it. Hopefully it's just this chicken pesto wrap that I had earlier, because I don't usually eat a lot of meat. I'm not like a hardline vegetarian, but my wife is, and so we just don't have meat in the house, really. And so I just don't eat a lot of meat. And when I do eat meat at a restaurant, it's usually like fish. And so the fact that I had chicken, just the fact that I ate meat itself, and almost never eat meat, that could be making me feel weird. It's a lot of confounding factors, so I'm not really sure what the hell's going on. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to risk it. When I was like 50-50, could be sick, could just be indigestion, could be, only getting a few hours of sleep. Yeah. So I don't know. But we're going to try. We're going to try to get a couple of games in here. So sorry if I have to run out of here abruptly. You guys will know what's up. And I'm trying to, spare you any sort of, disgusting details. I'm just trying to be real in case I have to just leave. I just don't want anyone confused. Okay, Lulu's banned. Could do Yumi. That's a bit spooky. Could do something like Janna. If he locks Ezreal or something, I'm gonna be sad. Okay, good. Oh, someone dodged. Alright, we'll just wait a second then. Yeah, I know. What, Soraka or Rakan? Soraka's a no-no. Soraka doesn't have enough peel, I don't think, for Kog'Maw. In that situation. It needs to be either something that peels. Rakan, yes, because Rakan is okay in 95% of situations for me in solo queue. But I was trying to play something that's not Rakan when I see an opportunity to play something that's not Rakan where I think I'll have a pretty good win rate, or a chance to win. Which, statistically has not been good over the last few weeks, but I'm trying. I try to give some variety where I can. My number one priority is win the game. But number two, I try to give you guys... yes, Rakan, I agree. I mean, Rakan's good basically everywhere. Because he's engaged, he's good peel, he's reasonable scaling. He's just like... Edmund... Soraka's never a bad choice. Hey, what's up, Edmund? I mean, it's not, bad. I just think that sometimes it's not optimal. I did play... I played a Soraka again that was pretty good the other day. But Soraka does work a lot better if you have, you know, multiple beefy boys on your team and girls. Sarcasm. Okay. Well, in a way, it's true. Like, Soraka's never going to be, like, completely worthless, right? Just because you do still scale really hard, even if you're behind, on cheap items. So a champion like that is never going to be full-on worthless. We had one of the worst situations you could draw up when Nagarake donated for that last week, unfortunately. But, hey, thanks, Web. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for being late. As I was talking about earlier on in the stream, I'm just not feeling 100%. I'm not feeling, like, super sick yet. But it's one of those things where, you know, I'm old enough to kind of get a sense of something not quite being right. And that's, like, the potential, without sparing you guys any sort of details. But there's the potential that I could get sick. And so I was trying to just wait a little bit longer. So, anyways, we'll see what we can do. Yeah. I mean, really, you just need them not to have assassins and you to have a bunch of tanks. And she can be good. The problem is, like, other stuff is also good in those situations that I think is a little more well-rounded. Like Sona. Or, like, is probably the best example of that. Or, even stuff like Lulu and Yumi are, like, a similar level of scaling that have some other tools. Okay, sorry, I got an email from someone about my Final Fantasy series. Sona's very good with Aerie, yes, because it's a guaranteed hit with a pretty long range. Yeah, yours is the email that I actually just looked at on my phone. Thank you. You know, we'll see. I appreciate the heads up. I'll look at that video after the stream and see. If there are a couple of videos in there that get demonetized, that's fine. Like, all it would do is I just wouldn't get ad revenue for that video. Which, to be honest, individual videos, I don't get that much ad revenue. So if there's just a couple of them that get demonetized, it's not a huge deal. Especially, like, later on in the playthrough, if, like, episode 20 gets demonetized from a cutscene, like, you know, there's gonna be almost nobody. Like, I'll probably have, like, 20 viewers watching it by episode, you know, 20 or 30. So I'll lose, like, a nickel or something, right? If it's anything like Total War, I don't know, maybe people watch it all the way through, but usually with Total War and just any other sort of story-based game I've gone through, you know, the first 5 episodes, maybe 10 on the really popular ones are, like, popping off, people watch it, but then, you know, people just start tapering off over a while, because it is a lot of content. So there are some, you know, some diehards that will stay with, you know, every episode, but it definitely is a downward trend, at least in a lot of games I've seen. So, so we'll see. No, I appreciate it. I don't think so. I'll watch the video and see, but, like, what happens on YouTube typically if you play copyrighted music, which is, I think, what you were specifically talking about. If you play copyrighted music, all it does is gives the ad revenue you would get over to the other person. Now, there are some, like, really, really hard-ass people. I've only seen this once with, like, I was doing karaoke for, like, I don't remember who it was. Reba McEntire, I think. And her company just took down the video. So I didn't get in any trouble, but they just said that the video can't be public anymore. That is extremely rare, because basically they're just losing money by doing that. Because what typically happens is if you have copyrighted stuff, especially music, on your channel, the video stays up, the music stays in the video, but they monetize it, and they give the money over to the content creator. So basically, they get free money off of your video, and you get to still use the video. So it doesn't count as a copyright strike or anything like that, at least in my experience. A copyright strike is usually if you are maliciously posting something that is, you know, violating fair use type of things, right? If it's just like basically copying, you know, a whole video or very large portions. If it's just music that's integrated with your own like playthrough or whatever, you're not going to get a copyright strike for that. They're just going to get the money. Should do a duo queue tier list with people you play with. What do I mean? Rank people that I play with? I'm never going to do that, man. That would be such it feels bad, man. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, you know what I mean? If you mean champions that I think are good in duo queue situations, that could be a you know, an interesting video perhaps. But just like saying this guy's better than this guy to duo with, you know, I don't want to do that. I think anyone that watches the video for any length of time can draw their own conclusions about those things. Don't draw them in chat, please. But I want to be friendly and respectful, obviously, to people that I consider friends. And, you know, I think that, you know, ranking them is not really probably a good idea. I did not see the CLG game. Hey, what's up, David? So I kind of like what you're saying. Like, it could be fun from, like, a viewer's perspective to see, like, who I think, you know, like, whose style matches best with mine. Like, I can totally understand that from, like, a completely, you know, neutral perspective. But I think that, like, you know, I value the friendship and the respect and the feels good of people that I consider friends more than, you know, any sort of ranking like that. I think positivity, or at least neutrality, is like an increasingly scarce resource that's like very important to a lot of people. Hey, what's up, Lucas? There's just so much negativity out there in the world that, I don't know. That's why I try not to talk like, I try not to be too negative or talk too poorly about, you know, people that I play with or play against. I mean, if I, you know, I do critique gameplay, but that's different from like personal attacks on people. Okay, he does not have... Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'll say stuff like, what is he thinking? But I won't say, man, this guy, like, his mother, you know, blah, 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 right? But I do the same with my own gameplay, and I'm not typing it to them in their face. It's, you know, it's commentary that likely they're never going to see, right? And that is, I think, just intended to be somewhat reflective, potentially, you know, didactic or instructional for people that are trying to learn. You know, if they don't already know something, or if they haven't thought of that from my perspective, and that helps them, you know, think through some of their own situations. Like, it's done from an intention to understand and improve, more so than anything. Although, you know, obviously there is going to be some, like, just, man, that was really dumb. Like, You know, there'll be stuff like that. But I think the vast majority of my stuff is like, I don't understand why they did that. We shouldn't have done that. We should have done this instead. That was a poor decision. You know, that kind of stuff. That's at least what the goal is. You lost your win streak with Seraphine. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lucas. Hopefully you get it back. This is not going well. You know, that last fight is one of those things where she didn't have to go in. Like, and I guess that is a confusing thing about Rakan, is that, you know, as I've said before, people don't know if you're going all in or not. Like, I was just putting damage on Ezreal and backing up so that he had to leave the lane. Maybe I need to just ping the back button. But I want them to trade with me if they can get a light trade. I don't want them to sit there and watch me, but I don't want them to flash forward when the jungler's still on the screen. Like, I don't know how to... I mean, I could just, like, make a macro that says trade. And that's it, or something. Okay, so we're kind of offsides here. This could go poorly. Wow. Well, he flashed too. I thought he'd already used flash. I guess not. Yeah, the Beastman stuff is fun. Particularly this Beastman Lord. I think with the momentum changes, we're gonna get annihilated. Fuck, I'm just dead, aren't I? Ease over this wall and accuse me or something. Yes. Well, they're like with they have a different kind of corruption than Skaven is different. Skaven worships like a Skaven, like the giant rat or whatever. I forgot what it's called, but they have a different god that they worship, and their corruption is different. They're both like definitely on the evil side, but it's kind of like vampires. They're not real. They're not the same. They are. They use the same kind of corruption as Chaos and Norskins, or Norskin gods. Are they hostile to Skaven and Chaos? Possibly. I mean, Chaos is hostile to itself. A lot of times, it's not a chill group of people that are allied. Those gods do not like each other, and they fight each other a lot. It's chaotic. They fight for supremacy. It's supposed to be like ultra brutal, you know, capitalist type of stuff. I mean, I'm not an expert on the lore, but I don't think the Chaos gods are friends in most situations. So, like, Norskins worship the Chaos gods, but the Chaos gods will still kill them some. You know, yeah, if you go through the Norskin, like, campaign, I'm pretty sure the Chaos gods come and get you, from what I remember. Like, that's the one, I think, where the Seer guy... acts like he's been playing you the whole time for Zinch. It's like, haha, you stupid, foolish mortal. Get him, Zinch, you're my boy. And then Zinch just kills him. But yes, they worship the same gods. Yeah, I mean, you can ally. Actually, the Beastmen can, I don't believe, yes, you can ally. You cannot, at least with in the Beastmen campaign so far, I cannot... No, I can. I can ask for military... Yeah, so you can ally with them, because I've allied with Norskins at least. I don't know about Chaos, but... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done that in my Chaos campaign. Yeah. Yeah, so you can... Okay, so yes, you can ally with Skaven. if you want to. I mean, basically, like, what it is with it's like every other alliance. I don't think the Skaven intrinsically usually have a favorable outlook with Chaos. But if you're killing a lot of the same enemies, like certain factions on the map will have basically natural enemies. Where if you're killing the people they don't like, you get extra diplomacy. And if they're actively at war with those people, you get even more. So the reason that you can do that alliance is not necessarily they like each other, but they really, really hate the same people most of the time. Which is like the Empire. So if Skaven is like fighting the Empire, and you're going around killing everything in the Empire, any faction that does that is going to be able to probably ally with Skaven temporarily. Now, Skaven will backstab you. I've had Skaven... we just can't fight, right? I've had Skaven break a military alliance with me when we had 450, like, diplomacy points. Like, positive 450. Like, some unheard of number of diplomacy points. And they still backstab me. So... I'm pretty sure... it's the Norska ones. I mean, Chaos, Zinch does come after. Maybe it is Chaos. It comes after you on both of those campaigns. I can't remember where the Seer thinks he's cute. Is that the Chaos one? And the bird eats him? Because you do fight Zinch in the Chaos one too. Or you fight the like one of the bird guy. I can't remember his name. Someone who's supposed to like represent Zinch. Kaisa just feels so weak this patch, man. It's a surprisingly challenging game to play on Legendary. Okay. Okay, well I guess that's good proof. I can't remember. They both Chaos turns on both of them. But yeah, so you can use them as a pawn in your game to occupy your settlements. But just be careful that they could come after you. Now before with Chaos, I'm trying to remember. I think I vassaled the Skaven. And so they were paying tribute to me in one of the Chaos campaigns. I think my really popular big one on the channel, I think I vassalized one of the Skaven. Like, I think I killed their last settlement and then vassalized them. Or no, they agreed to be my vassal, I think. Like, what the actual F? I mean, I guess he's 1 in 5. Lee Sen's like, I had that play, man. It was just you, me with the exhaust. It was totally gonna work. No, I mean, yes. The Kaisa was rooted there. So, yes, in that particular play. But I'm not saying this Kaisa in general. I mean, obviously she's not doing well. But I'm just saying every Kaisa, almost every Kaisa I've seen on like the last couple of patches feels really underpowered compared to other ADCs. But yeah, I think I vassalized them and I was getting like 7,000 gold a turn in tribute or something like that. It was crazy. But then they still backstab me even as my vassal. That's why one thing that I learned is, and I talk about this occasionally in campaigns where I have military alliances, don't try to pull other people into your fights. Don't call your allies for help if you don't really need them and you don't need the diplomacy, right? So if you can't confederate with them and they're on the other side of the map, or there's just no way they're going to help you militarily in that situation, don't call your allies in, because that gives them a chance to break your alliance, I believe, for a cheaper price than just outright. I'm not 100% about that, but I know that's how the Skaven got out of their contract with me. Was I tried to call them in to help me with, you know, just automatically, just because why would you not call in your allies for help? But then they declined. And when they decline, it breaks the alliance. So, back in the day, it looked like it gave them an excuse to get out of my vassalization. So I don't know how often they do that with normal military stuff, but like I said, I just wouldn't risk it with most military alliances if you're not gaining anything out of it. But yeah, now you don't need that with, like, as you keep watching more of this Beastman campaign, if you do, you'll see that, like, they have some of the best, like, defense, campaign defense of any faction. I think they are the kings now, right? I thought Skavens were the best at, like, macro because they could defend their settlement so well. Because you had all the corruption, the Skaven corruption you could put everywhere. Your towns were super cheap. You could hire an army and, you know, just hire a bunch of garbage really cheaply. You got the vermin or whatever that you could summon. You had really good public order management, but I think that Chaos does it even better now. Because, like, that plague is so OP. I don't think I did that in the first episode, but like the plague pylon you can get at your herdstone. Like, when the enemy gets the plague off of that, it's 50 corruption in that province. Or if a town gets it, it's 50 corruption. Which is, like, absolutely insane. So it just puts, like, turbo corruption everywhere. And just puts so much pressure on any neighbors that, like, they just can't come at you because they're rebellion locked. And if they want to run through your property or even their property, at a certain point they're taking attrition the whole time. You know, they're losing replenishment, you're gaining replenishment. They're losing leadership, you're gaining leadership. And then the herdstones themselves just have, like, I don't even know how we fight them right now. Like, Red Cane. Like, look at this shit. Rito. Like, look at this. There's so much lifesteal. Maybe rushing Putrefier is the way to go. Maybe I'll try that tonight. Well, good job, Bradley. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering the bad ones. It just, I don't know. She just doesn't seem to pop like she used to. It seems like she gets bullied a lot. Let me get back. Sorry, I missed David's question earlier. What was CLG? I highly doubt they deliberately threw a game. Right? I mean, it just looked like that. I saw someone tweet about it. I don't know if it was Medios or who, said that was the strangest game they'd ever seen. I mean, it's possible, like, maybe some characters are like, or some players are gambling or something. Damn it. Scratching my head for a second and missed the cannon. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but obviously should have gotten that. Yeah, Lee, dude, but there's no way he takes that. I mean, well, I guess they are surprisingly about the same level, even though Kha'Zix is 1-8. Lifesteal is just way too OP. Done a good rework of Chaos yet? There is a mod for them with SFO, which I think is pretty good. I've got a playthrough on the channel, but they have changed it over time. So I wouldn't mind doing that again, but, you know, if you want to donate for that, definitely email me first, because there are some backlogged campaigns I need to go through first. I know I've got to do Sartosa and at least one other one. And then some people said they were interested, but that was like a month ago in like supporting a campaign, so they may have changed their mind. But yeah, you could just check that out. I have like 2, I think, SFO. They're older campaigns for Chaos. Like I said, I believe that there has been changes, but statistically, highest duos are Ezreal, Kai'Sa, then Xayah. That seems weird to me. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'm assuming you're looking at a stat website for that. Like, my favorites as Rakan to play with are Samira. I do like Ezreal. On this patch, because I think Ezreal's really OP. I mean, just, he's good with pretty much all the OP stuff. Like, with Kog'Maw and things like that, I'd probably rather have a Lulu, but he's not, like, bad with those champs. Yeah, Ezreal's really good with anything that has great engage that can roam, because you always have the roam option. In theory, with Ezreal, because he's the safest ADC to farm in a lane while you're roaming. I really like Samira, though, because your knock-up works really well, obviously with her passive. Your knock-up works really well with her passive, but she's one of the few ADCs who can jump in, and then you can follow her with your E, your R plus your E, to get in there, and then you still have your jump. Rakan loves other people with mobility that can jump in, and then he can follow up. So he can engage by himself, but he's much, much better if you can gap close with your E onto someone else who's already jumped in there. Because then you get to save your W for their flash. Okay, well, I'll have to look at it then. It sounds like quite the controversy. Yes, Trist, same reason. Trist jumps in, you can follow her with your E. So Rakan loves that stuff. I just think Samira in general is just extremely OP right now. Trist is so good early game, but it's like Samira, even if you fall behind, just because she abuses the lifesteal item better than anybody. Like, she just gets shield bow, and sometimes even an additional lifesteal item. I feel like I'm just watching this game. Like, there just have not been any plays on my screen. Like, I've tried to do some plays, and they failed, but I've barely gotten out. But it's just been, like, top to bottom, front to back, we've just been annihilated. It's just, like, not even been remotely close, this game. Well, I can't watch it on stream. I'm sure I could probably just look it up, like, CLG game. I'm gonna probably watch some Double Lift stuff, like his co-stream or whatever of it. I don't usually watch it live, but I'll watch the replays. Who are the lowest right now? Who's Callie? Callista or Kai'Sa? Yeah, Callista's hard to use, but I think Callista is probably stronger than Kai'Sa right now. It depends on how good the people are playing them. Huh. Yes, Kai'Sa did give me a jump, so that's good. I don't think this Kai'Sa, for the most part, is playing horrendously bad. It's just, we just got diffed. I mean, the play where she flashed in wasn't great, but she probably thought I was going to all in, and she, you know, I may have unintentionally baited her. I was just trying to trade. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. You me, man. No! No! Damn it. It almost at least didn't die. I mean, it doesn't matter, but just practice, trying to get out of skill shots. I agree, Lucian feels really weak. Draven, Kai'Sa, yeah. Are you talking? Are you looking at a stat? You said on your screen. You mean like on your radar, like in a metaphorical sense, or like literally, those are the lowest win rate champions? I would not be surprised. I know Lucian's a super low win rate. Probably Callista. I think they're all pretty. Not like Callista. If you're extremely good and you hard dominate early, Callista can be all right. You've watched all my chaos. Okay, well that's the only thing I know of is the SFO mod. Now I haven't played SFO in a while, and they have made a bunch of changes. I thought honestly that they were making the game easier than vanilla when I pretty much stopped doing it. Because someone donated for a vanilla campaign, and then I went back and did vanilla, and I was actually losing. Like, trying to get back in the groove. I don't remember which campaign it was, but it was actually like pretty hard. So I think SFO, at least the last time I looked at it, had made the game easier. And the main reason I liked SFO was it made the game harder. Now, it's tricky to balance that because SFO adds in a lot of extra, like, units and buildings, and all of these things, you know, add power, right? They either in the form of versatility or different buffs you can give. So there's a lot of, like, just flavor stuff that are, like, little buffs that don't really influence balance that much. Like with Empire, you get all of those different, like Order Knights, like units you can get, and most of them aren't really, honestly, that much better than a lot of the other stuff. Like the cap system is good. That does make you like make choices. But now I talk about this in the Beastman campaign, like in one of the episodes. Vanilla is just like inspired by a lot of the ideas in SFO, it seems to me. So they're like using the capacity system now with the Beastmen. So like Vanilla has taken a lot of the stuff that made SFO cool and has integrated it in their game now, and it's a little more challenging, I think, in a lot of cases. One thing that I've noticed in Vanilla, and I don't know about SFO per se, but the enemy units get bigger stats. Is Lulu... Damn it, Lulu's banned. Could you me with Twitch? And Rengar. So we have two different options. Hold on, I'll finish that thought in a second. But yeah, it looked like with with Vanilla that the enemy can hire more stuff faster. Like they can just crank units. They get extra recruitment slots. I'm not sure the exact details. I wish they would literally tell you like exactly every buff that Legendary got, like somewhere in the glossary or something. But it's always been this arcane thing that they just never spell out. It's like, dude, do it. The people who are playing Legendary, a lot of them are going to be min-maxers. They want to know that information. Like, they had said once in an interview, oh, well, we didn't think it was that important to be specific about it, you know? Like, we didn't think people would care as much about the details. Like, yes, like, normal people, you know, playing at lower difficulties, maybe not. But, like, Legendary people are probably going to be min-max people, right? Like, they're going to be interested. They're going to care. Well, that's not great for us. Yeah, sliders would be cool. Hey Vlad, I'll answer your question about mage supports in just a second. Thanks for asking. But yeah, so it actually was harder. And they get bigger stats. Like, they get Vigor loss reduction. I think they get improved accuracy, and they might even get more melee attack and defense. They used to get more leadership, and I think you are down leadership. Like, they get +8, you get -8 or something. And they used to get really big public order bonuses, too. I think they took that off. Like, you just could not hurt them public order-wise. But SFO took away a lot of that stuff, and they tried to start applying penalties to you. But one of the big things with SFO as well is they took away, or they dramatically reduced the supply lines debuff, where you have to pay 15% extra upkeep for each successive army that you have. Which is a huge deal for most factions. I think they made the Beastmen, like, way, way easier. Probably with this update. It is a lot of fun, but from what maybe not way easier. It's just different. Like, you used to have Devolve. They nerfed the shit out of Devolve, where it doesn't do, like, damage anymore. Versus before, you could just spam Devolve and Flock of Doom, especially on sieges, and just melt, like, everybody. But you don't have to pay any upkeep for anything, which on Legendary is a huge deal. You don't have to, like, buy extra armies. Like, just not having an upkeep on anything is massive, and there's no recruitment cost. It's like Tomb Kings. So, anyways, alright, let me get to some other stuff. But yeah, it's interesting. I go through all this stuff in the episodes. Oh, those are the worst for Rakan. Yeah, it's probably not great. So what Vlad says, why don't I try mage supports? Well, I've tried almost everything. But I don't consistently play mage supports. The biggest thing is they are very snowball dependent in the early game. Yeah, that's exactly right, David. And I think with factions that don't have upkeep costs, that can hire as much and tech up as fast as the Beastmen can, are very strong. It's a lot of fun, but it's extremely strong. Because, yeah, I don't care if those units die in battle. Those, like, tier 1 units, they have no upkeep. They don't even have any cost. But mages have to snowball early because their items are very expensive. And that's always been a major problem, or ever since they started introducing these cheaper items like Redemption back in season, near the end of season 6. Going into season 7. I'm not going to be able to harass it all, hardly, and it's going to suck. I guess, like, maybe level 1. But if she hooks me, it's going to be a big problem. I maybe should have just gone even Relic Shield into this matchup. Because their items are just so expensive. Like, yes, they did lower the cost, and that is good. But it's still 3,200 gold. And when you're facing enemies where their items are... Okay, he just kills everybody though, right? Was he just not autoing? Was he just not autoing? I don't understand how we don't annihilate that fight. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. Because, like, we had Misfortune down to, like, we had Summoner advantage. We have 3 combat summoners. They only have 2. Leona missed her E, so she had no gap closer. And, like, Misfortune was at, like, 50% health, and they flashed after me. Like, they flashed right in his face and just ran past him. Like... But yeah, so that's why. And then your second item is also really expensive. So, like, the first item's bad enough. You know, that the first item is, 3,200. But even your second item with a lot of those champs with Demonic Embrace, rotate up, dude. Holy shit. Like, if we would have rotated there, I think we could have turned that. Just roll up invisible. Right, well, did he stop autoing there? I feel like he dropped 1 or 2 autos there also. Wait, why did he go back? Oh my god, dude, no. He's level 6, isn't he? Isn't he level 6? He just ulted. Wait, how did he just... He ulted, right? No, he claimed the soul. Okay, so he can use his ult to get out of the soul even when he's not 6. Yeah, I agree, Blue Pillsbury. Fuck, is he really... Dude... I guess I should have auto-attacked that before he got over there. That was actually my bad. I was so busy trying to hit him, but... It does reset his ult. I just didn't know he could cast it when he takes souls. I guess it makes sense, otherwise he'd be trapped in the body. Yeah, if I hit that blast cone, I think we probably kill him there. Possibly. I mean, maybe Leona comes over the wall and they just kill us anyways, but... Cat girl with a short skirt, because that's basically your option. Early. You come with what... Like, you don't choose the outfit early. Yes. Because the other races, I think just the females look like trash. But yeah, like, Zyra definitely did go up in win rate this patch. I can't jump off. I'm afraid she's just gonna, like, hit me with her E. It's like almost literally the worst matchup you can draw up is Leona against Twitch. Okay, thanks Ryan for researching that for me. Yeah, it feels like we should have been able to... So he lost at least 3 auto attacks on Misfortune. The person I exhausted and ignited, the person who actually does damage. Like, Leona loses so... Sometimes going for the support is correct, because some supports like Zyra will do more damage than the ADCs. But Leona's not one of those, because if Misfortune dies, Leona can't proc her own Sunlight procs. So, like, her damage falls off a cliff if she doesn't have anyone around her. Okay, we're getting dove, right? Or... No way. Wait, what the f... How is it not hitting? Misfortune got the aggro? I guess Misfortune got the aggro first. Damn. Man. We're getting some bangers here tonight, aren't we? Yeah, Misfortune did have the aggro, which is very unusual, but it was pretty smart in that situation, because, like, there's no way Leona gets out of that without dying. How did it swap to her after the ult? That's what I'm curious, because I thought Leona got the first hit. So how did it switch over to... How did it switch over to Misfortune? Off of Leona, that's what I don't understand. Okay, he's just dead. You know, we got max punished by early picking, you know. was about to say, please make sure he gets that kill. Her E aggro. Okay, so she got it with E and she kept it the whole time. And then Miss Fortune... I guess Leona did not hit the person anymore while Miss Fortune ulted, because Miss Fortune had to step back to channel that ult, so she didn't die, right? So she went in. There's no locket. Dude, run! What the fuck? There's no way we defend that. It's 4v5 or 4v2. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm gonna die here. Yeah. That's about what I thought was gonna happen. That's about what I thought was gonna happen. As soon as he went off sides, as soon as he got in front of them, I should have just left. I'm afraid his mental is just gonna boom. I mean, that is a consideration. If I don't know. I should have just still backed it up. Can't he ult Leo too? What do you mean? His mental's probably gone already. They were already booming when I muted, but maybe I don't know. I don't know. I think I should have just left. We might die here. I can zoom away if we don't get flanked. I don't want to go all the way up to Tribush. You know, Twitch is not that far behind. Like, this game might be winnable. Mordekaiser was, like, completely annihilating top lane. Rengar's picked up a couple of kills. Lucian falls off. If they get that shutdown on Mord. I don't know. Mord's strong AF. He might just kill them all. Yeah. Wow, real? Fuck. Wait, how many people do they have on their team? Do they have 10 people on their team? I thought he literally just killed everybody top. I thought it was 4 people just died top. Everyone except for Miss Fortune. I guess I should have exhausted faster, although I think we still would have died. Like, once Viego gets that stun, we're done. Okay, it was 3. I gotta go to my daughter's preschool. Learn how to count again. Viego counts as 6 people. I need to get some emojis. I've been talking about that for years. Get one where it's like me trying to count or something on my hands or something like that. There could be some funny things. For when I like maybe take a bad fight or when like an ally does. I mean, people just be spamming that emote like the entire stream probably. If like the count wasn't like copyrighted, I guess I could like put my face on the count or something. There we go. The thinking emote. The loading emote. Wait, is it... Are you saying that people are slow or that I'm like actually lagging? I don't know. Wait, why is he just running at her without an ult? Oh god, I'm dead, aren't I? Yuumi life. This is why Yuumi has a 49 or a 50% win rate, because you just get baited. It's so easy to get baited. Same thing with Rakan. Like, Rakan actually can get out of a lot of stuff, but Yuumi, you just like stay attached, and you're just like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but... I didn't even press tab, and I just knew they'd have healing items on their team. I guess they don't have that many, but still with Viego. Well, we had Twitch and Rengar, basically. I was an early pick. We had Twitch and Rengar. Lulu was banned. And... I mean, Yuumi is exceptionally good, or has the potential to be exceptionally good with invisible champs, because she can go invisible too. And so I was like, alright, if just one of these guys goes off, we can just snowball this game. And then they both get completely dumpstered. We should have won an early fight, I think. Like, Yuumi is very, very good with Twitch. Yo, LeBlanc, dude. Where the fuck is she going? Like, where's Rengar going, bro? Like, there's a fight. We're fighting. He's going to get Scuttle while we're team fighting right in front of him. LeBlanc's like, I don't even know. As soon as I attach to somebody, they just like run in the other direction. But yeah, I mean, it's probably a bad idea. I think statistically, I just play Rakan every game. Just about no matter what, but I do try to give the variety. I mean, some of that's definitely a consideration, as I know that people like to see something other than Rakan every now and then. So if I see a good, like, opportunity then to play something other than Rakan, then I usually try to take it. Get amazing teammates for 4 games, and then terrible teammates. Well, I think part of that is, you know, we assume a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this too, obviously, that what we see in the game is indicative of the person's average play, right? So that's what's happening with that person every single game. But the fact is, a lot of people are just really inconsistent, especially like under Diamond. People are just very, very inconsistent. A lot of people are very mentally fragile. So if the game starts going poorly, they start tilting, and they don't play as well. So, you know, they'll be very good at snowballing, or like, they'll have a much better chance at winning when they're ahead, not just because of their items, but because of their attitude. So there's that. And then there's also people who are inconsistent with their champions. So, you know, a lot of times people are very good, or not very good, but almost everybody is better on certain champs than other champs. And often people will go away from their best champs. Like me not playing Rakan right now. But sometimes people just get bored of their champs, or they see something really cool, or there were some changes to something. So, like, the lower the elo goes, the more likely it is that someone is just playing a bunch of different champs, or stuff they don't have a lot of experience on. So I think it's a combination of, like, people just not playing their best stuff, people having, like, a poor mental, or only being able to really succeed in one game state, usually when they're ahead. So they know what to do when they're ahead, but so many people don't know what to do when they're behind, or don't know how to change gears. Well, that's because, I mean, League itself is a snowball-y game, in the sense of, like, when you start losing, you know, the numbers definitely go down a lot, but also people, you know, like I just said, are inconsistent in their play. Like, they don't know how to play well from behind. I really don't think there's loser-winner queue, because logically it doesn't make any sense for Riot to implement something like that. Matchmaking is strictly just, like, a 4-digit number going against another 4-digit number. Yeah, that's the thing too, is people... That's exactly what Blue's saying too, and I'm guilty of that too, is people get mad and they go into queue, like, when people go on loss streaks way more than they go on win streaks. I feel like. Because they want to keep playing, even when they're ahead. I don't like this. I'm popping off. I mean, Mordekaiser is doing exceptionally well, but we're just going to get ganged up on. I don't want to enable him to make a bad split push decision there. So if I stay attached to him, he's more likely to keep going. Yeah, I think that's cool about League. Yeah, there are a lot of factors, but, you know, the elo system in general is a lot of time thought about as a 1v1 type of thing, right? It was invented for chess, and sometimes elo, it's just going to be a lot more inconsistent in a team game, because, you know, some people's champs just may not be good in certain metas. Like, they might have a really high win rate sometimes. They might only play with a duo and get a really high win rate on certain champions. Like, maybe this Twitch has a 60% win rate. Maybe he only plays it into certain matchups. Dude, I've died 3 times now. 3 of my 5 deaths have been with this Rengar. So I don't know. And then it could just be sometimes people just underperform in games outside of all these other, like, larger systemic things. People just have bad games. I mean, if you're looking at, like, a match history and stuff, like, it's really hard to put your finger on it. I mean, on this account, I think my win rate is like 46%. And I'm in Platinum 4 right now on this account. On my other account, it's like 51 or 52%. And I was like Diamond 4 on this account. So people looking at my account are probably like, what the fuck? And I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Because, you know, I was basically 51% last season in D4. And all of a sudden this season, I am, you know, P4 with a 46%. So people probably think I'm boosted. And I mean, just looking at only that metric, you couldn't really blame them for thinking something like that, right? When the truth is, you know, much more complex. I'm not even sure what the truth is. It's a bunch of things. Just may not be concentrating as well this season. Maybe the items don't favor the champs I play. I think that's almost certainly true. I mean, but Rakan's overall win rate is about the same as it was last season, so it's not even like... Twitch, you want to ult, bud? Like... I think he waited way too long to ult there. Yeah, you can definitely climb with negative win rates. I mean, it's not like that mind-boggling to do that. Depending on which games you lose. If you lose... I guess there aren't promos anymore, but... It's like, Mord's trying. I guess Thornmail, but I don't know. I feel like he has too many cute items here, and he needs more business items. Like, I think he kind of threw his lead with his items. Like, he just doesn't have the damage to kill people anymore. Like, I could see either Thornmail or Hourglass, but both just seems a little greedy. Damn it. I guess I shouldn't have hopped off. I thought I could hop off and maybe, like, get more mana, but I really didn't need more mana. Yeah, I don't even know. Like it's like I said, this is like the worst statistical season I've had. Now my other account is still like 51 or 52%, but in P4. But this one is just, I don't know. And we almost got to Diamond like in the first week on this account. We like went from P4 to P1, I think, in like 1 or 2 weeks, like 50 games or less. And then after we hit P1. I mean, that definitely was an item thing, because I was going Night Harvester Rakan and winning a shitload of games early on in the season. It was really, really good, and Night Harvester flew under the radar for a while, for like the first 2 or 3 patches. And that was very good on Rakan. And then after that, I just started losing, and that was it. I mean, even on my Smurf, I got to P2... like, almost in the first month. And then, I don't know. I mean, definitely, like, some of my mental going into WoW probably affected it. Like, I'm just not, like, thinking about League as much. I'm not, like, watching as many games. And so I get, like, surprised more by certain things in the meta or certain damage capabilities of champions with some of these items. I mean, that is a thing, too, I guess, is I feel like that's happening a lot more, where I'm like, what the hell, how did that thing do that much damage, you know? Because, like, so much of, like, my calculations over the years have changed. Like, stuff is just much more of a threat than it used to be. So I'm just like... Because the item damage is so high, and like the rune damage is so high, and some of these new champs, they just do so much damage, and I'm just caught off guard by it. So that's probably a thing too. New items, new calibration. Historically, I have not done as well in like really high damage metas. A lot of that's because of enchanters and assassins, but I can't put my finger on it, but it's hard to make, you know, a ton of excuses because a lot of the, you know, a lot of the top end people on the ladder are supports, at least last time I looked. So it's like, well, if they're doing it, then in theory, I could do it, you know? It's not that supports are bad or unplayable now. Like, literally the top 2 people in NA are supports. So, it can be done. It's just a question of how do you do it, right? And so, I don't know. And the other one's an 80 carry, tactical. So that's bot lane. Now, I don't know. Maybe those 2 are just outliers, because I'm not seeing a ton of other supports. Okay, Destiny's a support. Alright, I mean, that's... I don't know a lot of these people. So out of the top 10, 3 are supports. And literally the top 2 are supports. Lilia top. How often do they play Lilia? If it's a one-trick, maybe. If they show you like 60% win rate, and that's like their one-trick champion, maybe. But otherwise, it's looking sketchy. It also depends what else is like. Are there people on your team that can carry them? And does the enemy have bad crap on their team? But I would say it doesn't look good. I know for sure I have not been dodging this much this season, because I've been duoed... I mean, I have been duoed with Jason a ton, too. I don't think that's it. I mean, I feel like Jason and I do alright, but... I have been duoed with Jason a lot on my main account, and that was not the case the last 2 seasons. I only duoed with him on my Smurf account. I mean, that is a possibility, but I don't want to, like... I'm just throwing factors out there that are different from this season from last season. I hate going against Wukong as Rakan. So items have changed. There's a lot more damage. I'm caught off guard more. Duo. I'm not dodging as much. That's a part of Duo that's like low-key that factors in. Is that when I Duo, I don't dodge as much. With the 2 accounts, I have been more likely to dodge on a Duo, but... I know. It's tough to make those calculations. Because, yeah, nothing's going to look perfect. Like, you're going to have some stuff that doesn't look good on, like, in every lobby, right? But it's just like, is it worth the dodge? I mean, usually I'm a 3 strikes and you're out in the lobby. If there are 3 people off-rolled or playing stuff they don't know how to play, or, like, super off-meta champs, then it probably should be a dodge. What, TP? I guess he's alright on Kale. Wait, what is their bot? Like Swain? Probably Lux. Maybe I should have taken the Tenacity rune against Lux. I mean, I can always say don't get binded, but sometimes I might get binded. And that can definitely be the difference between life and death. If that's a 1-second bind or a 2-second bind. Heh. It was so cute in one of the Warhammer episodes earlier. I was like, dude, this game is trolling me because of like this movement on water or whatever. It just didn't make any sense. And I was getting robbed of like It was just some nonsense that I was irritated about. And my daughter was over here, like drawing or something. I don't remember what she was doing. Then she was like, "Oh no, watch out for the trolls!" And then she came over and looked at the screen. She's like, "They're right there in that red place." It's like the map starts getting painted red as you take it over with Beastmen. And I was just kind of started going with her. I was like, "Yeah, those trolls are gonna those are bad." She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "If you don't watch out, they might hurt you," or something like that. That was pretty funny. Oh, Nice touched on that. Well, Nice is being somewhat disingenuous. I don't know the context behind that line, but I'm sure he's smart enough to realize that if you're serious about climbing, you have to dodge. It's like the dirty secret in League. Unless you're smurfing. Even people who are smurfing, like people who have high win rates, dodge. Because that's your only defense. Against autofill, basically. Now, the best way to deal with dodging from a balance perspective is to reveal nameplates. I've talked about this forever. You would not have to dodge. You would not have to dodge as much if you knew the enemy also had autofills, but right now you just don't know. So if your top laner's autofilled first time, and the higher up you go in elo, the tougher this becomes. But if your top laner's autofilled and they go up against a one-trick Riven that has 2,000 games and like a 60% win rate, they're going to get massacred. So the game is like borderline unplayable if you have like 2 autofills potentially. And a lot of that's because you just don't know. But if you could see the nameplates, then you could look it up and say, "Oh, okay, their top laner's autofilled too, so I don't need to dodge." Or you could say, "All right, our guy's autofilled. Let's help out their top laner. Let's see what their champions are." And then you can ban out those one tricks, so at least you take the worst possibility off the table. So you could say, "Okay, they're one trick Riven. They play Fiora, and then everything else they don't play a lot. So if we just ban Riven and Fiora, maybe this top laner can take, Malphite or something, or Maokai, and just play safe and be useful, and we can carry him." Early seasons, it was there for sure. Dodging was. Dodging should be in the game, I think, personally. Fuck, am I really not gonna get him? Okay. I was saving my W because I thought he still had flash. God, that was weird as hell. Because dodging is your only defense. Like, I know that it seems annoying to have to sit through lobbies, but you would just get you would have to sit through a 20-minute game that's like, 3 and 25. In the sense of pick order means lane order, implications means for your team. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't really know. I feel like people would dodge back then too. I think that the current system is better than just like highest person gets pick, highest elo gets pick. Shit. God, dude.
Zaya and I were abandoned on a desolate planet, I realized I don't like being alone. Huh. The spiky space squids are the worst.
Yeah, that would help. They're not going to do that because people be... I don't know. Maybe they do that eventually. I mean, I think that would help with the one-tricking problem as well, but that would also help with dodging. But people would be mad because their one-tricks would get banned all the time. But they already do that in competitive. You know who the enemy is. You know what they play. It's public knowledge. And they started doing that in, I forgot what it's called. The little tournament stuff they do like once a month. You can see the enemy's team. You can see their match history. So I think if they did that, it would dramatically, like, people would have to dodge less, so that would help with dodging, and people would just be more well-rounded and better at the game in general. Bro. Dude, look at his healing. Why not? Oh my god. Their jungler's dead. Their bot lane's dead. We have priority. He's like, no, man, I need to go, like, see if I can get these raptors real quick. Why would you not do that? He was full health. Kha'Zix is not happy about that. These poke champs are very annoying. Poke is becoming like super popular bot lane right now. So there's like almost no punishment. I forgot you can headshot towers. Yeah. Overstayed, died. Yeah, Katarina finally came down and punished, yes. Like, those champs are so weak to getting flanked, and sometimes people just don't punish them. I mean, Graves did come down earlier and punish. But you just have to be patient and look for opportunities. Yeah, Clash is what I was thinking of. They reveal it in Clash. I don't know, maybe by Season 15 they'll come to that realization. But right now, dodging is your only defense against, like, bad RNG and matchmaking. And there's just going to be a lot of bad RNG for all the reasons I said before, because the ELO system doesn't take into account all of these other things. People being inconsistent, people not playing their best champs. You know, all of this stuff. And how do you, like, and one of the biggest things that everybody knows about is autofill, right? Your win rate goes down dramatically if you get autofilled. So it's either you get rid of autofill, which they've said they aren't going to do, you guarantee people their role, which they said they can't do, or you show nameplates. I think those are the only two solutions. One of them would be overwhelmingly positive, the getting rid of autofill, and the other one would, you know, be mixed, but it would ultimately be good for the game. I think they still have heal. We don't know where... Okay, Kha'Zix is top. I'm gonna wait on Ignite. Maybe I should have gone Mercs. Yeah, he's pretty obnoxious. I think I want to try just rushing, rushing Oblivion Orb. And Putrefier. That's the fastest way to get to 60% Grievous. Pro Sports encourage. Yeah, of course. Yeah, in Pro Sports you don't have that. I mean, that's the thing. Just imagine in the NBA if a point guard just randomly one game you had to go like Steve Nash had to match up against Shaq. And he's forced to do it. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, that's not fair. I mean, it's a little different. Like, if Steve Nash had to play Shaq in the post. If Shaq actually had to come up and guard Steve Nash too, you know, at the 3-point line, I don't know. But if Steve Nash was forced, you know, to guard Shaq in the post, it's like, it's ridiculous. Is she gonna stay for one more? I feel like this is overstaying. We're gonna lose priority on Dragon if we don't back. Okay, on Cannon we have to back. See, because now they're gonna get plates off of this. Wow, they're really going hard, huh? Are they that tilted? So obvious it's an overstay in my opinion. I guess at least they lost a full wave just about there. Can't believe that worked. It's so just straight out of bronze. Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, but they've said that they can't do anything about it. So it's a weird limitation, but if they show nameplates, that kind of ruins it. Exactly. That's why I'm saying they're not going to do it. Like, it's a logical thing to do. They know that it improves the competitive integrity of the game. That's why they allow it in Clash. That's what I mean. In Pro, you're just going to know, like, who you're playing against. I don't think we can do a lot about this. Maybe we stall while Kale gets something done. So yeah, I mean, they want to encourage one-tricks because that's probably one of the most profitable things someone does and keeps people committed to the game. So that's why it's awkward. Just people love to main champs, people love to one-trick. And right now... Fuck. God, Lux is such a pain in the ass. I definitely should have gone Mercs. I even tried to wait a second and strafe her. Well, Caitlyn's bad, dude. Like, play a good ADC. There's people complaining about, like, balance. Who has it been? Caitlyn? Who's the other one earlier? But anyway, so yeah, I mean, one-tricking is probably a good business model for them. It's just bad for the balance of the game. So, and bad balance for the game means people get frustrated, means people might leave at some point, you know? Okay, I dodged her that time. Okay. I tried to delay and not run straight at her with the W. She just timed my W. I should have kept running until she threw away the stuff. Oh, yeah, maybe it was a failure. I don't know. I mean, basically, like, ADC is fine, but you have to play, like, Ezreal, Samira, maybe Jinx, maybe Kog'Maw in the right situations. But Ezreal and Samira are the big ones. I feel like there was a third one that maybe I'm overlooking, but I don't really like Aphelios and solo queue right now. Yeah. I mean, Kale should not have been up that far. It was like a 1v3. But, yeah, given the situation, I guess it's alright. This view seems really bad. Dude, like, it's absolutely horrible positioning. Fucking hell. Like, we've got Zoe fucking... We have no vision of the area. We have Zoe chucking bubbles and Qs over that wall that they have full vision, probably, of. We have Lux throwing binds. Kale eats all of the Lux cooldowns. Has to blow her ult on herself immediately. We didn't have... I'm pretty sure we didn't have Caitlyn, so it's a 4v5 to begin with. Rakan, why don't you go? It's like, dude, are you kidding me? I know it looks bad, but that's like, that's progress. Well, Katarina just effed me over. Like, I went in, I tried to go in on her with E, because I thought we were going to go, because she went in. And then she immediately runs out, and then I E back out and look like a fool. Where we could have killed the Kazakhs if she just stayed still. I could have knocked up, and we could have killed the Kazakhs and maybe got some resets, but...
Most good guys just kidding themselves.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I could have gone in, but I'm pretty sure it's an int. I don't know how I got through the Wukong spin, honestly, without getting blown up. Why are we fighting this? This have no concept of positioning. Like, everyone else is over a wall. Like, we have no vision. Like, why are we re-engaging? Like, positioning's everything.
I do what I want. No starving.
Well, it's not even aggressive, it's just dumb. Like, aggressive's good. Dumb is dumb. Profound insights here at TSP. Only the most profound. I just can't get better vision than this. They're just starving us out. Is that warded, or is she just she's just guessing? I guess she's just checking that bush. Okay, they're gonna be on this river, right? Rotating to Kale.
Living the dream.
Whoa. What? What did 700 damage off of one grab? He's at like 80% of my health. It didn't even look like he did anything. I just got deleted. Fuck. God. People are just like, I'm just not on the same page as these people this game. Like, every time I ult to try to go in, they run away. Like, they're just so inconsistent. It's like they start fighting, it looks like they're gonna, like, commit, and then they just run away. Is this warded? Like, Caitlyn looks like she's gonna fight Wukong. I go over to help. She runs away. Wukong runs away. Graves starts fighting here. When I start trying to cover this, he dies like 1 second before I can get into E range. And it's just like a carefully choreographed. Let's just see how much we can like troll Rakan game. I have like 1 HP. Okay. You definitely squishier if you go for Chem Tank first. Or, Putrefier first, I should say. Wow. They're probably like, why is there no vision here? We keep dying every 5 seconds, but there's no vision. I don't get it. Are they allowed to buy sweepers? He's dead. They probably do Baron now. Wait, why the hell does he have Maw? I forgot that item was even in the game. Why? What universe? What universe would you get that? I guess as a ranged, maybe, okay. As ranged, I guess you can't get Sterix or it's not as good. No, Sterix is all damage. It's a big shield that blocks all damage. For like 30% of your max HP. It might even be more than that. I think the numbers are decreased for ranged champions though. Well, that's like 5 seconds, too. I love how they nerf Janna's shield and they complain about shielding, and then they just buff the hell out of Sterix and just leave it the same for, like, a long-ass time. Shielding and healing is too strong on supports. That's why we're nerfing Forbidden Idol. That's why we're removing Athenes. We think there's too much healing in the game. On champions that people don't like to play, like Janna and Sona. It's okay if it's on Irelia. Or Silas. But God forbid, someone can play Sona in a game. That's, like, low-key one of the reasons also why Enchanters have fallen off, because everyone already has so much, like, healing and shielding anyways, you just don't need anymore. Like... There's like, they lose a lot of their uniqueness. I don't know. I think Maw is dumpster fire item right now compared to everything else out there that's just like turbo OP. I mean, they do have 3 mages on their team. I mean, I could be wrong about that, but... I thought Cat was gonna go. This is like every time I try to go, just nobody, like, does anything. Right? I mean, I'd have to go back and watch the replay. Doesn't she run in, like, catch her dagger, and then just, like, run away? Wow. It's just, like, so many weird movements. I agree. Sterix is just terrible. I mean, Just nerf the hell, like, these items, they either need to choose, are they going to be offensive items or defensive items? And they need to lower one of those things. Either lower the amount of AD that you get on the item, or lower the shield. I think lowering the shield is probably the best thing. I don't think a shield on an offensive item should ever be more than, like, 300, like, tops. Like, a Locket shield. You know, why is Sterix allowed to be, like, a 700 shield when Locket most of the time caps out at, like, 300 or 400? Alright, well, I guess we're only down inhibitor. I just think the shield is the big problem. They tried to create the shield breaker item and say, look, there's counterplay to it. But shield breaker item is actually a much more fair item, because it doesn't have ability haste on it. Doesn't have crit, doesn't have health, doesn't have attack speed. Versus all these other items, like Sterix just has, it's got a shield, it's got AD, like, this has all this extra stuff. Using a pure item to counter one of those hybrid items, it's just wrong. And I think Sterix is the biggest offender, because kind of everybody does that. I guess with Mythics, I think across the board on Bruisers, they're too strong. But, you know, nerfing any one of those, a lot of those Bruisers can just get one of the other ones, right? If you nerf the hell out of... I'm just dead, probably. She didn't even hit me with Q, did she? No, she did. Okay. I thought it was just an auto. If they nerf Stride Breaker... The bubble itself killed her? If they nerf Stride Breaker, people are just going to get Gore Drinker. If they nerf those items too much, they're just going to get Divine Sunder. Like, they're just... all of those mythics are just way too strong, but at least you can only buy one of them. Sterix, you can get that with any of those mythics. That's why I think Sterix is the one that people should... that they should, like, definitely start with. Conquer, no healing on it. If they need to... if they need to increase the AD, fine. But, like, no healing on Conquer. Triumph, take it down to 10% from 12%. And then Sterix, lower that shield to, like... some percentage of just a lower shield overall. Flat 300 shield. Or some shield that scales per level. Because it has health and a shield on it. And pretty good base AD. Yeah, just every item having ability haste is... I don't know. I mean, we just been... That was just such a weird game in general. Like, everybody was just, like, doing the totally wrong thing. Or maybe I was doing the totally wrong thing. I don't know. I just was not on the same page with the people in that game at all. Oh, what was the feedback? How balanced was that game? Okay, are they actually thinking about something about dodging? They're just trying to figure out how much people understand about dodging. You drag? Okay, you drag him. I mean, that's a version of I don't think the game would be winnable. Like, this is such a broad term. I don't know. I mean, they could have just been bad. People have been talking about that CLG game. I'm going to have to watch that and see. Champion selects are restarted before I am able to start a game of League. Your satisfaction with the following aspects of the game. My ability to avoid negative behavior in champion select. Rate your agreement with the following statements. It is important for Riot that Riot address champion select dodging. Riot is taking the right step to improve Maybe they read that, maybe they won't. They probably won't, but it's possible. Well, at least they're taking a very close look at dodging. I really hope it's a nameplate thing and not just removing dodging overall. They're just... I mean, yes, that is the absolute best thing they could do to improve the game right now is remove autofill. Or just guarantee people their role. But they can't, at least at Diamond and like Diamond 3 and lower, they should do that. You just can't do it in D2 and higher because there's so few people that play. But it feels like you could definitely do it, certainly in silver and gold. But they don't want to do something like, except that Masters cutoff seems to be the place where they're comfortable like changing the way that Champion Select works, like they did with no duos in Masters Plus. Yeah, it reduces one-tricking, which I think is positive for the game. Now, yes, I do play Rakan a lot, but that's just because, I mean, I do love playing him, but it's also, just the most efficient way to win, I think. Although my win rate doesn't reflect that so far this season, it is, I think. I think that's tough to disagree with if you just look at kind of the, success rates of people in solo queue. The more specialized you are, the more you win. I mean, that's how it is in life most of the time. The more specialized you are, the more you win at things, right? The better you are at stuff. Like, we were just talking about real sports, but even in real life, right? Like, you're having brain surgery. Do you want the, I don't know, you want the neurosurgeon who's got all this extra training behind it, who's done that surgery a million times and knows how to do it? Or do you want the guy that, like, the pediatric person who, like, checks the temperatures of children or something, like, yes, they're a doctor, and yes, they can be, good at what they do, but they're not going to be nearly as good as the neurosurgeon at doing the brain surgery. Like, there's a reason there's specialists in, like, every field. It's because when you specialize in something, when you spend more time paying attention to the details and learning a bunch of extra stuff, you're better at it. But yes, I think that would help when people are filled more. If they know how to play different champs, or when certain champs are banned, then they may not have to dodge as much, or it might be a more even game. But when your game, like, actively encourages everyone to one trick and doesn't show you the enemy team, then you get, like, really lopsided matches a lot when you get the one trick or the specialist up against autofills. It's just, like, not even a game. It's like dodging's not going to fix that. It's just going to make people sit through a 20-minute game. Because the truth is, most people in lower elos don't dodge. Most games, they don't even know what dodges are. The people who dodge are high elo people, and most of the time they're dodging because they understand there's a very low win rate for that game. So they feel like it would be better for them if, I guess, in the mid to high elo, like in Challenger and stuff like that, with the 15 to 30 minute queue times, they're just going to take whatever, especially if they're a streamer. But like the Diamond people, maybe the Masters people, low Masters, with like 5 to 10 minute queues, they'd rather just hang out in queue for another 5 to 10, especially if they're not a streamer. A lot of them, rather than like wasting 20 minutes getting a loss and getting blown out. I want the worst doctor. I'll live on the edge. I would not recommend that. Well, I mean, if you buy a plat account and play, you're going to get blown out. Because the truth of the matter is, if you can't get out of, like, silver or something, you're just going to get utterly destroyed in platinum. Like, that's just, you just got to get better and climb naturally. I just don't think that, that's the solution. Our comp's looking really, really bad into theirs. Like, really bad. I'm dodging. Speaking of dodges, there's just no way. They have so much protection for Kog'Maw, and we've got Lucian. It's just next game, other account. I think take away the timers on it. First of all, if you want Champion Select to be faster, make it faster. You don't need 30 seconds to make a ban. You don't need 30 seconds to lock in a champion. Just 10 seconds. I mean, I take the full time every time, usually because I'm just reading the chat or talking. I don't need to. I could easily lock it in 10 seconds. If you made every single step in that process 10 seconds, because most people, like, they aren't even, like, doing any strategic thinking. They're literally just locking in the champion they're going to lock in anyways. Most people just play whatever they want to play. Like, you don't need 30 seconds per pick. Maokai's just so good right now. I mean, maybe I should try out Maokai again. I did have a pretty good win rate with him. I really, really hate playing against Maokai. Like, he's so good against Rakan. And just a lot of champs in the meta right now. At least as a support. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I'll tell you, like, platinum people in general are going to absolutely annihilate silver people. It's like diamond people are absolutely going to annihilate gold people. It's like masters people are absolutely going to annihilate platinum people. That's just how the ranking system works. I mean, that's what I think, Mal. I mean, maybe over a short period of time, if you duo and you're getting carried a lot. But I don't think there's a lot of truth to the fact that, like, a good player who deserves to be in a higher elo can be stuck in a lower elo. It's a different style of play. I mean, I guess it's possible if you only understand one style of play and you only play a champion that, like, excels in a certain elo bracket and you can't adjust. But I still feel like that's a part of the game, is understanding how to adjust, understanding how to play differently in different situations. I just don't think that a person who deserves a higher elo can be permanently stuck in a lower elo. Like, I don't deserve diamond yet in this season because I haven't gotten there. I think I have the potential to get back there, but obviously for reasons I was talking about earlier, I'm currently not a diamond player. I'd be in diamond, you know? So if you drop me in diamond right now, I mean, I was in platinum 1 and I got blown out earlier in that, like, I was doing really well up to a certain point. I mean, some of it is cyclical. Like, certain people, you know, if your champs are really good in the meta or the items are really good, they fit your playstyle, they fit your champions, there's definitely some flexibility. But, I don't know. I think a lot of people, if you buy accounts and you play a reasonable amount of games on an account, like 100 or 200 games, you're going to drop. I know, it is two different things. It is two different things for sure. I guess, I mean, if you're looking for a rush, I don't know why you can't get the adrenaline rush in a lower elo. I mean, I guess the novelty is cool if you're not used, if you're like used to playing against those people, but I don't know. Depends on how much it costs and just, yeah, what people get out of it. But if your purpose is to strictly the thought of, if I could just get to that elo, then I could succeed, but I can't get out of silver, but I know if I get to platinum, I'll be a lot better because I'll have better teammates. I just think that reasoning is problematic. Like I said, there is a chance it could be true, but I think it's extremely unlikely. I think a lot of times, like, the people will lose games and they will continue to drop. There are different strategies that work in different elos. Like, as I drop down low, like, anytime I kind of get stuck in gold for a little bit, I kind of shift gears and play something that, like Zyra and stuff like that, because it's easier to hit skill shots down there. But I guess I was thinking about playing Maokai, but against Jinx, I feel like you need Hard Engage. Okay, so Tommy is auto-filled top. Zenram plays some Graves. Has no Rengar games. And Rengar's pretty off meta, pretty bad right now. I guess he's got a couple of games. I guess they do have a lot of squishies. Veigar Cage seems good against Rengar. Milf Draven. It's okay. Yasuo. Looks bad. It's fucking Veigar. Alright. We're gonna respect it. Yeah, if you do an empowered W, you have to use your empowerment on the W. Yeah, you can.
Magic is Ain't nothing I say should be taken seriously. That's why it's the truth.
Seconds until minions spawn.
Alright, so we gotta get mercs also. I mean, control wards are the most important resource in the game for supports. Like, that's the most important thing. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, people will start pressuring you more in lane. And people just don't give you as much stuff. You get punished. The higher up you go, like, less and less things are free. Things that you take for granted, that you think just come free, are not free. That's why, like, it's so annoying when I try to go up and pressure, and it's like, most of these ADCs don't. They just sit there and watch. I mean, at least with Rakan, I can poke a little bit. With, like, Leona or Nautilus, like, I can't really, like, do light trades, or it's much more difficult. You take a lot more damage on the way out. Versus Rakan, I can go in. If the ADC doesn't go, at least I got to trade a lot of times. Which is like 90% of the time, ADC doesn't go. Like, if he needs to be up here so I can actually E back to him. Like, if he was there, we would have, like, they would have had to blow summoners. Like, why would you not be there? They're already running. If that's diamond, 100%, that's sums. But, I mean, it's just something I have to play around. Like, there are certain kind of plays you can make in some ELOs you can't make in other ELOs. And that's definitely one thing that I have not done well in adjusting to that all season so far. But I need to just do as much as I can. Like, he needs to be here, dude. Veigar's at half health. The guy's playing like he's Ezreal. Like, he's just trying to last hit. He's letting Veigar just chuck Qs. So annoying. Nice. Rengar gave that to him. I was waiting on Veigar to flash with my W. Yeah. I mean, you can get hard punished with enchanters. Traditional enchanters and higher elos. Some of them. I mean, for a long time, there was that, like, who's it, Clown or something that played Sona. Like, it can happen, but... Yeah, tanks are much higher value, especially since there's so much lifesteal and shields and crap already in the game. You just don't need that.
They will see my dance. Then they will know magic's joy. Its fury.
2v1 lane, I get pushed off. I mean, I know he's trying to freeze, but, like... He should have thinned the wave out more than that so he could get up and pressure her off the wave. Because he's gutting it get too big.
It's all right. It's okay.
Because it's going to be like this huge-ass crash. And we could, in theory, get dove. Probably not. Now he's fighting through the wave. Shit. Okay, I think I get away though. Alright.
The humans will never understand our kind until they hear the song.
Oh yeah. I remember that guy, the ha 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 guy.
I'm just trying.
I forgot what his real name is. Yeah, so it exists, but there's a reason that the vast majority of high elo players play tanks with a lot of engage in CC. It's also a product of the meta that just like so many of the best junglers right now are carry junglers.
I don't even know.
So having the CC and the tank be the support just enables carry junglers a lot more.
Enemy killing spree.
Without wild magic, we have no children. We have no future.
Damn it. It's like the exact amount. The Chompers plus Cage is pretty obnoxious too, because I have to like maneuver around the Chompers if I go in on Veigar, and then get out before he cages me. Veigar is just such a troll ass like anti-Rakan pick.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is water.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's absolutely no way they take that path if they don't have jungler help. Is she 6? She is 6. And she's really fed. I don't have flash.
Get myself hyped. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Woo! All right. The world isn't about collecting.
God, we're gonna lose so much off of that too.
Ladies and
I'm gonna have to back. I can't do that wave.
Myself. But you too.
Let's go lock it here. Maybe just try lock it out, because that will help some.
Long ago, our kind danced upon the mountain.
The lock it games felt like they were going pretty well. I mean, having Shirelias is extremely good. It's always like buyer's remorse, but like having Shirelias is very good to help the like Cho'Gath get in there. But Locket just helps so much with like Vagar's burst, Vi's burst, Akali's burst, and it helps me personally not get blown up if I get CC'd in a Vagar cage, which is probably just gonna happen. I forgot I don't have Ghost Poro. Which is annoying. Or not Ghost Poro, Ulti Hunter. Ghost Poro is good too, but Ulti Hunter. Fuck. Sorry. I did not mean to auto-attack that minion. I was just trying to click, and I misclicked. It's so hard to engage on them unless that cage is down. Could not get in range for that Ignite. I did not know he was going to flash either. There's too many people missing. There are too many people missing. I could get Vide right here. I do have Draven backing me up. Gonna freeze. Ugh. It's bad positioning, but we did get Scuttle. We did deny some of their vision, and we got some vision ourselves, so...
Woo! I am so into this.
Rengar, dude, we're backing, man. Like... They're using Rift Middle, bro. Now he reveals himself. Waste 30 seconds. I don't have ult, man. Such terrible macro. So she used her ult there, I'm pretty sure. Draven's kind of strong. Got flash for this cage. Wow, that hurt. Is Vi gonna be here though? No, Vi's top. Okay. Maybe. I don't know if Draven's gonna be able to follow up.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Did they seriously have that shit warded? Vagar's just so fucking infuriating. Okay, we got his flash too. Alright. Oh, with Blitz? Yeah, I mean, we'll Blitz in every match. Just about. Unless it's like a super tank. It's like, if you just land the hooks, you win. It's like, yeah, but... you gotta hit the hooks. Yeah, I mean, that's... It looks like Blitz is the best champ in the game, right? Against squishy champs. If you land every skill shot, but that's just not gonna happen all the time. They also may have played something different. right? If I played Blitz, like, maybe they play Leona, or maybe they play Rakan, just dodge all the hooks, or maybe they play, like, Morgana or something, you know? And just Black Shield most of the hooks. He had to dodge the Jinx, Q. Oh, just in time for drag. Yeah. Rengar's getting dominated. I don't know, like, why are people playing Rengar all of a sudden? I've seen him several times, and I don't remember the last time he was actually good in these games. It's like, we're only playing one champ. I guess Draven does get lifesteal items, but we're only playing one champ that gets lifesteal items. If you intend to win in League of Legends in 2021, you have to get lifesteal items until they nerf it more. Or at least, like, the tanky hybrid items, right? I guess technically, like, Sterix and Stridebreaker are not lifesteal items, but, like, you have to get those hybrid items. You have to play champs that use those items. Yeah, Jax is garbage too. I don't know why people play him either. Like, there's so many better choices. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I said we have two. We have Yasuo and Draven will get some. I just feel like Samira is just a way better Draven right now. Cho, how does Cho heal? Like, just a little bit on the wave. I'm not talking about, like, minor sustain healing. I'm talking, like, you know, heal your health bar up in, like, 3 seconds in a team fight type of stuff.
They ain't seen moves like mine.
If he got stunned, I could maybe go. I just...
They're scared of dark. They're scared of magic. They are scared where I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is.
Okay, well, I say that, and now he gets triple kills, so that helps, for sure. I just feel like most big tanks are just, like, really bad right now. Sion did pretty well. I don't remember if it was today or yesterday, but there was, like, a Sion that did pretty well near the end of the game. Sort of. But the Sunfire type of champs just seem so bad.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, he finally got some kills, but you're still just, like, on the clock. You're gonna get outscaled.
I'm gonna see all they got. Laugh. Throw it away. I can't die looking this good.
I feel so slow with Mercury Treads, but
Looks good. Feels good.
Shut
Kick
down.
some ass. I'm getting impatient.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Rhaegar is gonna be in there.
Oh, crap. My name has... Don't leave
I don't think we can win 4v3.
at all.
Oh, there's his cage. But we're behind. I still don't think we win.
Look right. Time to show it.
Well,
Zaya says someone
I mean, we don't want to face check. If we get caged, I'm gonna be sad. Oh, they got it for free. Right when it was about to spawn. It's so troll. Oh, if she takes that, she's dead. Fuck. I'm getting like all of my wards, man, because we have like no pressure. They're just getting every position. Like, come here, get what the? Where's Yasuo? Ringard just ulted? What is going on? Okay. Got her flash. She's just trying to be so cute. Like flying around. Eventually I'm just gonna get her. Like taking a ton of unnecessary risks. Alright, now against all that lifesteal.
Fun. I need some fun. Now.
I'm just gonna get Oblivion Orb almost every game, second item Rakan. I mean, some games maybe even first, but I'm not sure. First might be a little much, but
Is my cloak right? Yes, it is. I was worried there for a second.
it just does so much effective damage.
I don't need anything. I dance so fine I kill. I live in the moment.
How many sweepers, dude? We just have no pressure. Cho'Gath's getting golems.
It's just a fury humans don't see. I know people are watching. How could they not be?
I mean, Baron's on the map, guys. Okay, they're not doing it. They're gonna kill Yasuo first, and then they're gonna do Baron.
It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love it.
Enemy has been slain.
Oh my god. Champ's just so freaking worthless right now.
Ally has been
They
slain.
ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
An ally
That's
has
Baron.
been slain.
Or maybe inhibitor and then pressure Baron.
I need my love
Has
to
been
hurt.
destroyed.
World carry. I don't apologize for it.
Inhibitor
I
has been
feel
destroyed.
good. by how little attention I'm paying.
I mean, they're obviously, like, Vagar is gonna be there. What the hell is just Cho'Gath's build, man?
We call life.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my teams have had, like, champs that just are not good in the meta. I don't know. I mean, I should dodge more. This game feels like it's still, like, winnable, and the other ones have felt like, well, the first two are just absolute blowouts. I barely played the game. I mean, like, I think assassins are just bad right now into a lot of the stuff in the meta.
An ally has been slain.
As weird as that is.
I am a chronic line stepper.
It's like, why play something that only does damage? Why not also play something that's impossible to kill?
I am definitely more confident in dangerous.
This Cho'Gath's just like completely worth it. Like Everfrost, what's the point? I mean, I get like you can chain CC him, I guess. I mean, I don't know. He does have some AP ratios, but like you don't have the damage to follow it up because you're not building AP. Like, why not just go for the Frozen Fist thing?
They've never seen moves.
Okay, maybe Vi Int's enough.
I'm gonna turn this place down. Then help them build it back up. So I can turn it. Should I
Alright.
run? Yeah, I should probably run.
Yeah, push this up.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Alright. I mean, it's still winnable. It's just gonna be tough. We do have a couple of shield bows now, so that does help. Jinx is pretty far behind Draven,
Ally has been slain.
so that's good for now.
This looks like another dangerous situation. Thankfully, I can improvise.
Heh. I'm trying. Yone's bottom.
An ally
He does have
has been
TP.
slain.
Well, that might be Baron again. I guess they didn't get it the first
I get
time.
sad. Why stop being sad and be awesome instead? True story. Okay, Rakan. Get 'em watching. Burn 'em.
Oh, I can't even buy. I'm like waiting for Forbidden Idol. I can't buy anything else.
Move with it. Dance, dance.
They need to just give Kim Tank some like HP on it. Just throw 200 HP on there. If we're gonna be making OP stuff, like. Fuck, really? Yeah, I don't have ult for 48 seconds. I mean, that's kind of the philosophy they've adopted. I don't like that philosophy as much. Feels like items are just too strong this season. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to argue. Like, the win rates across the board are, like, pretty good this season, right? Like, there haven't been that many statistical outliers. Early on, yes. With the tank stuff, when you had, like, a Moo at 60%, yes, that was too strong. But aside from, like, the first month or so, once they fixed the tanks, a lot of this other stuff, even though it's, like, OP and feels, like, really oppressive, the win rates aren't insane. Like, most of the time, the champions are, like, 48 to 52%, which I think is a good statistical range. So statistically, it's fine, but really, he just died too. We're gonna get flanked here. Okay, so it was a 2 for 1. Let's just try to get some vision in here. It is really hard to hide your vision now with the sweeper that lasts for so long and follows you around everywhere. It was a lot easier to like get some hidden vision, like put it in cute little spots. There's still like you can do some of that, but with the moving sweeper and with how much mobility people have, like it's so much harder to hide wards.
I do not wish to kill the mortals. I want them to hear the music. Humans talk about their trees. We talk about their flies.
Being a little tankier definitely is nice though, with Locket and Mercs, for sure. Maybe I should be doing that more often. Okay, we just win. Alright, nice. Damn, that cage. I was still CC'd for 3 seconds with, like, how much tenacity? I have 20%, 50%, 80% tenacity. Now, some of that stacks multiplicatively rather than additively. But I have, like, almost literally the maximum tenacity you can possibly have in the game. And I was still CC'd for 3.5 seconds. It's like, what? I don't know. It felt pretty good. for the most part. I should not have gotten caught in that Vagar cage at the end, or I should have, like, E'd out and just reset. I was just sitting there just getting splashed by Vi's denting blows. Do you guys hear that fan? Is that, like, super loud in the background? I just noticed. Like, in one of my videos earlier today, it was kind of weird. But yeah, Draven did pretty well. Like, we could have pressured more early, but he did pretty well, especially in an off-meta champ. So yeah, we were having some problems, but that Rengar got like 3 kills or 4 kills or something in kind of the mid game, and that got us through that. And then just I did some really good turnarounds in some of these fights with the Rengar and the Draven down the stretch there. Like that Baron one was obviously massive, where Jinx just like literally walked up into me. She walked into melee combat with me. I didn't even have to use my W to get her. So she had a full duration R into W knock up. And then Draven just came up and blew her up. And I think Vi jumped out of the pit to go chase somebody behind the Baron. And then Vagar was sitting there just getting beaten on by the Baron. And Draven sniped him with his ult. So that was just like a complete disaster on the Baron for them. And yeah, I mean, they just screwed up a lot of stuff. The Vagar kind of fell off late game. He got Hourglass, which is like a super low damage item. Jinx didn't have Kraken. She got Grievous Wounds. None of us even heal. I guess, yeah, we do have double shield bow, I guess. But yeah, Jinx was forced into Mortal Reminder 3rd. Or she chose to get that instead of Infinity Edge. I think Infinity Edge would have been better for them. I don't know what happened to Akali. She just, like, didn't matter in fights. So I don't know. It was a little weird. I feel like they should have dominated that harder, but... Anyways, okay. Well, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. Sorry, I was running a little late there. Like I said, I just wasn't sure. I think it was just a combination of maybe just not eating enough, or just eating something weird, and then just not having a ton of sleep. I've been trying to crank out that Total War. Because usually I just, like, with Total War, I try to play as many episodes as I can in a row and record them in a row while I'm in the same mindset. Because then I'm motivated to keep going. But also I don't have to, especially when you get later in a campaign, I don't have to, like, remember everything I was going to do. Because a lot of that game is planning, like, you know, turns in advance. Like, kind of what your plays are going to be. And, you know, keeping track of all of these different, you know, timers and things. And so, if I don't do that consecutively, if I take a day or two break on that, then sometimes I forget stuff, I'm rusty, or I just put it on the back burner and don't pick it up. Did you do the Chaos Overhaul mod? Or I don't know what a Chaos Overhaul mod is. I use the SFO mod. So I use the whole thing. I didn't know there is a separate one. I'm not sure what that is. But I can take a look at whatever. I mean, they are like reworking Chaos completely, and you know, in Warhammer 3, I'll definitely be playing a lot of Chaos because 4 of the starting hordes are going to be a variant of Chaos. But yeah, I'll check it out. Anyways, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank y'all very much. We'll be back tomorrow around 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see y'all then. Have a good day.